Milo TV, bada boom, bada bam, bada zoom.
Yeah.
Milo TV, bada bim, bada bam, bada bam.
Yeah.
Bada zoom, zoom, zoom.
Milo TV, bada bim, bada bim, bada bam. Yeah.
Yeah.
Milo TV GH Toronto, Canada. Bada bin, bada boom, bada bam. Ear.
Milo TV, varabim, varabum, varabim. Yeah.
Milo TV, bada bim, bada boom, bada bam.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's here too.
Okay.
Milo TV, bada bing, bada boom, bada bim. That's it.
Milo TV GH Toronto, Canada. Bada bin, bada boom, bada bam. Ear.
Alright, I was here for Milo TV Toronto, Canada subscribers, and they did kind of we are like no commenting at what share. Me for kwenye cinema we should be a happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. A man for them. You want to guess it. A man for we kuku. A man for have fun. Big have to be a church will be a and pay a bonus and coupon mobile hoping. Na awaba. I want to say unity anisa. When she says she more comfort and better the two and himself offer you mammy in 95 edition a bus live. But then I will say the Thanksgiving here, but then breaking news back home you and Severe Pimua Milo TV official TV station or BBR or Canada or born in some MIN. Yakofa breaking news no aba yako Welland Niagara region honum near Corredia Yakoso Nipa mi ensa and na womo atwana nanam I won't see ebra yem boss yibi and pickup truck ekushimu yanko change munumra edamase.
People are dead after a fiery collision between a bus and a pickup on a highway in Ontario's Niagara region.
Early indications are telling us that the pickup truck collided head-on with the transit bus. When that pickup truck rolled over, and I'm sad to say that pickup truck burst into flames.
Those killed were in the pickup truck. The bus driver had to be airlifted to hospital. One of the two passengers on the bus was seriously injured as well. The crash happened Saturday night on Highway 58 in Welland, about 2 hours southwest of Toronto. The highway remains closed as police investigate.
All right, let's just say we see for the Tumnica Echo Bia province back a power Canada. Me buy Honham BC, Vancouver. Na anyama Echo so Vancouver and so no. Your bompempin room, it just she been so a pimo a one. I feel each of them by Vancouver, Edamase, Milo TV.
For almost a decade, Carlos Naranjo says Viva Mexico restaurant was a place where people gathered for an authentic Mexican experience.
Some customers come and say, I'm feeling like, or I am feeling in Cancun or Puerto Vallarta or Acapulco. So that one was the special or the more important reason because we focus in the good atmosphere and entertainment.
But after a massive fire tore through the downtown Langley restaurant just a week ago, the once popular establishment was completely destroyed. The building now demolished.
It had a great atmosphere. There's no question about it.
It's a great place, live music, very good food, great food. Yeah.
Owner Baldo Urtuzastegui says it's been hard accepting that his restaurant is gone. But right now, his focus is on supporting more than 20 staff who are now out of work because of the closure.
It was a great bunch of people that worked with me for a long time. To end their jobs suddenly like this and end with no job, it's very difficult. We're setting a fund for them just to help them throughout this crisis, and hopefully we are all going to be okay. But it's difficult, especially for my staff.
Urtuzastegui says it's not yet clear what started the fire, but it could have been sparked by an electrical issue. He and his staff are grateful for the support they have received from the community.
Even businesses that we deal with, people have been patient with us.
We are surprised because too many people call the owners to say they are very sorry. and they miss the restaurant.
Urtusastaki says he's already working on plans to reopen the restaurant. For now, he is on the lookout for a new location, which he hopes to open by next year. Narango says they will be back.
Thank you very much for everybody, for our customers, for the community. This is the power we need to go forward.
Saurabh Sadhu, CBC News, Langley.
For anti Ampanisi Timponi, the near team, your manasa. Na Yabeko Bia, Yaka French, Babia, Salendion Obezino, Eho. Na Yakohedi Air Koso, Canada breaking news. The Maroon fee said, and no, and Ugusua over here, Milo TV Casafidino. So, Mino Casaya among for Shadema, Umudi or Moyerenum, Enuane. Eti Omianko na Yanko, the Ogoso Montreal.
People trying to enter the Guy Concordia station were in for a shock early Sunday morning. Police closed the St. Mathieu and de Maisonneuve entrance after a late-night stabbing on the metro platform led to the death of a 37-year-old man.
Well, I just found out. I'm very sad about that.
Police say several 911 calls were made to report the incident around 11:20 Saturday night. As PBM spokesperson Jean-Pierre Brabant said it happened on the eastbound side, heading to Honoré-Beaugrand.
According to information that were obtained by different witnesses, it seems like the victim had an altercation with another man on the deck of Metro Concordia. During the altercation, the man was stabbed to his upper body.
When officers arrived, they located the victim, who was rushed to hospital.
Unfortunately, when he arrived as arrival at the hospital, he was pronounced dead.
Brabant says the suspect fled on foot. The Major Crimes Unit is leading the investigation.
There was many people inside the metro, so we had many witnesses, many information that came in. So we're trying to gather all this information at this point to have a global, I would say, perspective of what happened.
Trains did not stop at the Guy Concordia station shortly after the death because of the crime scene. The STM says service resumed at 7:25 in the morning. While the news surprised some, others say they weren't as startled by it. Louis Gabriel works in the area.
There's just like a presence of chaotic elements of people coming in, like drugs, alcohol, etc., and like I feel like it's just a big recipe for disaster, especially in this area. It's become something normal, let's say that.
Police plan to stay near the scene while the investigation continues. This is the 29th homicide reported in Montreal this year. Olivia O'Malley, CTV News.
For Yabetumika near the Canada border. Our US, the border between Canada and US. Now, Yankuti and Sembi and also ADA Daniel say border agents warn of illegal crossing dangers. It will be Canada and US border also. Emra, Milo TV and our Toronto, Canada by the beam.
This is the most dangerous time of crossing the border.
This is the line between Canada and the United States. This is Canada here, and this is the U.S. And every year, dozens try to cross. But officers patrolling here at the Canada-U.S. border are warning people not to cross illegally, especially as we are approaching colder winter months.
Every season, the climate here changes from one drastic extreme to the other. In the summertime, with temperatures of over 30 degrees, 40 degrees. And then in the winter, the same thing with minus 30s, minus 40s, and then you throw your wind chill into that too. So winter for sure poses our biggest threat, and the biggest threat to the migrants that are trying to cross between the borders.
RCMP Sergeant Lance Goldow says although officers on both sides of the border are well equipped and capable of rescues, even in the most extreme conditions, it's dangerous for everyone involved, but especially migrants.
We have the technology and the equipment to prepare ourselves to venture into these extreme conditions. Many times what we've seen is that the migrants are uneducated and ill-prepared to really understand the dangers and risks that they pose when they try and cross.
2 years ago in January, a family from India died from exposure in weather at minus 35 degrees near the Emerson border while trying to cross into the U.S. Sergeant Goldow says as recently as May, migrants have needed to be rescued when trying to cross.
You never want to see tragedy happen to anybody. It's definitely what brings us here today is to get that message out to anyone think.
Observe the Canada border and the US border patrol officers and officials say do this time of the year ayana border no say wo cross here SMP ayana wo wumpa busiavo mama ntwema dwinsi SMP so couple of years ago, is it like 5-6 years ago, obekaya Ghana for Muslim guys be no free US tito huwa omoba winter season so beka ya nei etwitwa omonsa ene omona nyina omo frizi na ehadwen yi ba anti Canada aban ni US aban ene omaka bo mu say border agents at the Canada-US border warn of danger of crossing. And he said, "En hadwi mumua enka womua edu winter season or person cross Canada-US border no. And was say womuputu an end to it. And yes, sir, ubidu on ma awono a bit me ama life I danger pa yonko."
About crossing the borders.
Sergeant Goldhouse says so far this year, RCMP have stopped 85 border crossings, up from 75 from last year.
Those are the numbers that we actually apprehended crossing. We're quite confident that those numbers, unfortunately, are higher. This is not the time to cross, right? Do not risk your life. Do not risk your family's lives by crossing the border right now.
In Emerson, Joanne Roberts, City News.
For Canada and the US, omotun sedidi, a Ghana and Togo. Yes. Na yawo Canada di betumri kan ya ko US nso na yakɔhwɛ de ɛkɔ so sanse yɛsi a free bibi hurricane something hurricane bi apie enti hurricane ne yɛmframa jampanturudu ɛwo so na hu sunsan so kɔfa mikroma tebubu ase moti yɛmframa enso nku akɔkɔ ba my goodness enti abusan fo mu yɛntumeke na yɛnkɔhwɛ de ɛkɔ so ɛwo US bra won opening kasiye a wote abanwa so ye friend Joe Biden wapimo ade nsem bi etudwa se Florida ensensema ekoso ho no wodi sika bi ebeto na omo hu kwan befa so Joe Biden US one president.
US President Joe Biden arriving in Tampa, Florida Sunday morning to survey the damage left behind by Hurricane Milton. The president flying over St. Petersburg, which is one of the worst hit regions in the state. Speaking with reporters, Biden gave a recovery progress update.
I think we're making real progress. Everybody seems pretty happy with the way it's going. We're not leaving. The next thing to do is make sure we get the money in there for small businesses. Talking to the Congress to see if they can get the money quickly. Important.
Relief money top of mind for the president, who says Milton caused more than $50 billion in damages across Florida. After witnessing the destruction for himself, Biden announced $612 million in projects for electric grid resilience across the state, as costlier and more frequent storms continue to strain the federal government's disaster relief funding.
This funding will not only restore power, it will make the region's power system stronger and more capable, and reduce the frequency and duration of power outages, while extreme weather events become more frequent.
Hundreds of thousands of Floridians still remain without power. Fuel shortages caused by mass evacuations also plaguing those returning home. State officials have opened free fuel stations, offering 10 gallons to each resident at no cost, but lines to receive the fuel span miles upon miles.
I've been here since 10 in the morning.
Been sitting here since like 10:25 this morning, yeah.
The lack of electricity and fuel proving to be the most challenging elements of recovery efforts so far. Power companies continue to work round the clock to get the infrastructure of daily life back up and running, with police helping out by providing escorts to fuel tankers trying to reach those most in need. As of early Sunday, 950,000 customers remained without power across the state, which was down from a peak of nearly 3 million. For City News.
And Tina says, we a hurricane, I find Milton. Yes, Milton, and so your Brunoa, Toronto, Canada, Ontario, your Milton, your Halton, your Islington, your, I mean, for your Bolton, you know, Hurricane Milton and Abba, and from a Jampanturudu, and a wusso, now at 2 Dayagu, it took be in Ria, Cassie, now Tamnedia, I feel in soon so be Yirimu. And Tina said, you call US no Hurricane Milton and so on.
Even though I didn't end up going to Canada, I believe there is this man called Milo TV who I must, and I don't know how to put it, but I must say a big thank you to him, because he has been a big inspiration for me. He made me believe that this study abroad dream can really come to pass. Watching him, how he helped students, how he people were testifying, how asking them about their experience, their where they did the transit, and meeting them at the airport, talking to them, making them speak to us through his videos. It really, really inspired me. Like, it really sparked the interest in me. Even though I was tasty for this study abroad thing, but watching him really, really spiced it up. Trust me. I've never spoken to him before. I've never called him before. I don't even have his number. But then, Milo, this is to say a big, big thank you. You have really been an inspiration for me. You really made me believe that this study abroad dream can really come to pass. I really watch his videos, and you can see from some of the comments I used to comment under his videos. Milo, thank you so much. I mean, you responding to, or you liking, or even commenting back on some of the comments I put under your videos were really, really insightful, and I really loved it, and I really appreciate it. Trust me. Not everyone will record this way like I'm doing. Not everyone will call you and thank you. But then what I'll say is that keep doing the good work, because you are really inspiring many people, even though they will not call you, or they will not do a video like I'm doing, or they won't let you know. But then behind the scenes, you are really inspiring and impacting life. So keep doing what you're doing, Milo TV. Thank you so much. This is just to say thank you. Maybe we'll speak in the future.